to us. Recently, I heard the news that in Brazil, they decided to create two images. They enthroned the image of the devil, and they were riding that image on a cat in a stadium. And they were worshiping that image. And they created another image after the similitude of the Christ in the body. And they were dragging him and making mockery. No man stood up against it. Now, that is supposed to be a Catholic nation. That is supposed to be a nation that has the heritage of God in its foundation. But because no man rose up to stop the act, nature came into the scene. And in less than 2 weeks, the rain that is supposed to fall in 4 years fell in 1 day. And there was a flood. Now, I say this with a burden because there are innocent people there. But you see, when men refuse to represent God, nature will rise up. A flood came and started sweeping the city. Earthquakes began to happen. Strange things. In the last 2 weeks, Brazil has been trending. And so the greatest work of evangelism in the 21st century was carried out in Brazil by nature. Nature began to rebel. And all kinds of calamity began to happen in the nation. It looked as if the geology and the physics that the scientists knew suddenly fell apart. And they discovered that there is a power that keeps the ocean at the boundaries. They now discover there's a power that regulates how much water comes down. You know, they will teach you in geography that when water is evaporated and it can no longer hold, the cloud will empty itself. There is a force that regulates how much volume of water will fall in a territory per time. When they mocked that invincible finger, it now revealed to them that the pillars of the earth are the Lord's. The pillars of the earth, they are the Lord's. And when God withdrew his hand, rain was no longer rationed. You know, when Job was countering God, God asked him, he said, can you speak and lightning will appear and run errands? He said, do you know where the boundary of the sea is? He said, where does light dwell? Because what you call nature is actually the finger of God manifested in a boisterous manner. And when God is mocked and men refuse to rise up to the occasion, nature will play the role of witnesses. But it's not the intention of God to use nature to manifest himself. This is why of all creation, he decided to place man as the zenith of creation. And he gave him that responsibility. Do you know that the first witness of Jesus is not nature, it's the Father? I'm trying to say this so that you understand the honor that is tied to witnessing. It was because man was not on the earth that God decided nature should bear witness. Because nature is older than man. The earth was created before man. And there must be witness to God if a realm will exist. Because any realm that does not have witness for God will become a realm of torment. It will be called death, like Hades. And so for a realm to exist and to flourish, there must be a witness for God. And so the Father was the witness of the Son. But when the Father created the world, he decided that nature should be witnessing for God until man shows up. And so when man came, God now made man the witness. When man stopped witnessing for God, nature took over and the Father also took over. I read another scripture for you.